It started in 2020 when many employers moved their employees to remote work. This is what happened to the Dubois family, whose head, Olivier, was sent into permanent self-isolation. However, his wife, being a nurse, was forced to work double shifts. Of course, the salary increased, but after work, the young woman wanted nothing more than sleep. Olivier suffered from this because he loved his young wife. Before, in his spare time, he could always fondle her and fool around, and these antics were the rule in their relationship. But at one point in Olivia's ward, several doctors fell ill at once. As a result, the entire medical staff was quarantined and literally locked in the hospital. Olivier was on good terms with her mother, so he offered her to move in with him. At least with another woman in the house, there would be someone to cook and keep things in order. He himself did not like to do such things, but the woman gratefully accepted the offer, happy for the company. Genevieve, despite her years, was still young at heart. She often joked with Olivier, as if she were his sister-in-law and friend, not someone from another generation. Bored alone, they found ways to amuse themselves. Olivier teased his mother-in-law daily with funny phrases, making her laugh. Genevieve, however, being mischievous, wanted to tease her son-in-law in a different way. Her pranks were childishly silly, but amused them both. Olivier walked around the house in shorts and a t-shirt, and one day Genevieve went even further. She hid all his shirts for the night. In the morning, when Olivier tried to get dressed, he immediately realized whose work it was. Ignoring it, Olivier made his way to the kitchen in just his underwear. He was young, well-built, and attractive, so why should he feel awkward in front of his own mother-in-law? Demonstrating complete calmness, he seemed to outplay Genevieve. She, in turn, quickly forgot about her prank, admiring her son-in-law's broad chest and firm abs. The day passed without incident, but Genevieve's thoughts did not give rest. The next morning, Olivier discovered that his entire stack of shorts was missing. Realizing the game she was playing, he decided to replay it again. With a nonchalant look, he walked around in just his shorts all day. Genevieve, for her part, was increasingly surprised by her own reaction. She could not explain why she was looking at Olivier's physique with such intrigue. It had been years since she'd had a romantic relationship, and her body seemed to be acting separately from her mind, anticipating something. The next morning, Olivier woke up in a playful mood. Seeing that Genevieve had stopped hiding his clothes, he decided to go even further. He didn't even bother to put on his underwear that morning. He did his morning chores, and then, still completely naked, walked straight into the kitchen, where his mother-in-law was having breakfast. Genevieve nearly choked on her sandwich when she saw him coming out of the hallway with a beaming smile. "Good morning, Genevieve." "Good morning, Olivier. Why are you dressed like that?" she asked, unable to take her eyes off him. "Well, you must have hidden my underwear," he teased. "I didn't touch them," she protested. Olivier feigned surprise. "Well, what's natural is not ugly." He sat down, not the least bit embarrassed, and Genevieve began trying to concentrate. The whole day passed in unspoken tension between them. Genevieve found herself thinking about Olivier more than she should. He was beautiful on the outside as well as the inside, and she realized that the current dynamic of their relationship no longer satisfied her. She wanted more. She wanted his affection, even if only for the duration of her separation from his wife. Several times she peeked into Olivier's room while he was working, and during dinner she even sat next to him, feeling the warmth of his body. That evening, he sat next to her on the couch, again in minimal clothing, further testing her resolve. They were both intrigued to see what the other would do next, but neither made a move. Olivier fell asleep easily that night, and Genevieve tossed and turned, struggling with her thoughts. The absence of a man in her life was becoming more and more apparent. She imagined Olivier beside her, his strong body beside hers. The next morning, she decided to act. When she went into the kitchen, she was surprised to see Olivier fully dressed for the first time in days. He turned to her and was stunned for a moment. Despite her years, Genevieve looked strikingly beautiful, and for the first time Olivier found himself unable to look away. "I didn't hide your clothes," she finally admitted. "I know," he replied, his voice softer than usual. There was an unspoken understanding between them now. There had been a shift, and they both knew it. A moment later, Olivier said nothing, just stepped away for a moment. When he returned, he was completely naked, and so was she. He smiled at her, and Genevieve responded with a sincere, knowing smile. "I think that's better," he murmured. "Yes," she whispered in agreement. They ate breakfast together, as if nothing had changed. But it had changed nonetheless. Their duties for the day still needed to be done, so they retired to their rooms. But at precisely noon, Olivier could wait no longer. With confident steps, he entered Genevieve's room, took her hand and said, "That's it. I can't hold back any longer." With these words, a new story began.